Get all this stuff. So forth. It's like, but they're not going to work 9 to 5 or anything like that. Yeah. Was your mom coming? You know what I mean? That's what people like that can do. My father was playing string like here. He played quite well. A little house off Shaw. He has nothing kind of a rental house. And then they came back to mine. But anyhow, that's the last I spoke. But I did have that experience with your mother and things like that. Oh, yeah. Like the cheerleader background girls or whatever. You want to sit down here? That's right.
high school, and if you don't know me, my name is David Berry. I teach English and theater here, and I want to welcome you to tonight's production of Midsummer Night's Dream. Some of y'all were here last night. Some of y'all are new. Some of what I say is going to be what I said last night, and some of it's going to be new. One new thing that I want to say is this. We have alumni in the house. Alumni, who we got? We got Jack Alcott in the house. Y'all should see Jack in some work that he's been doing. Jack just put out a movie called The Good Lord Bird with Ethan Hawke. Jack is in, what's that other show you shoot at? Dexter, the reboot. You should check him out in that, and you can keep watching him. We're also proud of one of Jack's contemporaries, Brianna Middleton, who's been doing a bunch of film work this year. The Tinder Bar just came out. Jack and Brianna have been getting a lot of hype in our community, and rightly so. We're proud of them. But thinking about their success leading into the spring show made me want to share some other information about what other alums have been doing that you can't read about, like on the internet. Recently, there's this guy that graduated named Ryan Krantz, who some of y'all know and love. 2 weekends ago at Williams College, he put up a show written by another recent alum, Ella Tallarico. So Ryan put up a show at Williams by Ella, who goes to Vassar. Vassar put up a show by Ella at Vassar. Caroline Seitz, who's at Amherst, put up a show by her sister, Sally Seitz, who just graduated from Middlebury. And Middlebury put up a show by Sally Seitz at Middlebury. So our alums are killing it. They're killing it in LA. They're killing it at these wonderful liberal arts colleges. And in the back of your program, you'll see a list of kids who have recently graduated. I just called that 10 years, who are studying theater in college or theater-related fields. Ironically, I forgot to put Brianna on that list. Also, I decided at the last minute to add some of the kids who are graduating this year. And I don't have Elise on there, and I don't have Braden on there, but they will also be studying at Elon and Emerson. I love the breadth of colleges represented. I love how many people are double majoring. But I wanted to give you guys a snapshot of what's been going on after people left our doors. And that's that. I am committed to giving thanks every night we do this show to the kids who worked on this floor. I love this floor. And on Sunday, we were working hard to try to put this together, and we went home Sunday night, and it was a disaster. It looked horrible. And the girls who had been painting it were like, this looks horrible. And I was like, it's not finished yet. And I really didn't know what the path forward would look like. But by the time, and there was help from a number of people, and they're all listed, but by the time Neha and Sophia left on Monday night, it looks like this. And that's one of my favorite things about doing this job is like we get put into corners, we get painted into corners, but there is no team I would rather fight out of that corner with than the kids that I get to work with here. They do a wonderful job. Thank you for sharing them with us. In the event of an emergency, go that way and find some stairs, and I hope that you enjoy tonight's performance of the Midsummer Night's Dream. Thanks, guys.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up
so methinks how slow that old moon wanes. She lingers, my desires, like a step-dame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's remedy.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in nights. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like a silver bow in bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, doing thee injuries, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, triumph, and revenue.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Good Aegeus, what's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. And my gracious Duke, this man hath my grace to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes, and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of the hair, rings, gauds, knacks, conceits, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, and turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And so, my gracious Duke, be it so, she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall either be to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Fair maiden, be advised, your father should be as a god, one who composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you're but as a form in wax, by him imprinted, and within his power, to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty and such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know your youth, examine your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun, or I to be in shady cloister mute, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold fruitless moon. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which, withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, sealing day betwixt my love and me, for bond of everlasting fellowship, upon that day, either be prepared to die for disobedience to your father's will, or wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar protest for our austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have a father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes, every way, as fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius. Why should not I, then, prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nadar's daughter, Helen, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess, I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and Aegeus, come. I have private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means may we extenuate, to either death or a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta. What cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Be like for want of rain, which I could well redeem them from the tempest of my eyes.
I me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth. But either it was different in blood,
Oh, cross, too high to be enthralled to low.
or else it was misgrasped in our respective years,
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged to young.
or it stood upon the choice of friends,
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
or if there was sympathy in the choice, or death or sickness that laid siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the calling night, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our child patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs.
A good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue. From Athens is her house removed 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only child. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee, and to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, there will I stay for thee.
Good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by all the vows that ever men have broke, and number more than ever woman spoke, in the same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helen.
What speech, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair, oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear when wheat is green and when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching, oh, or favor so. Yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is none of mine.
None but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. You no more shall see my face. Lysander myself will fly this place.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the wood where often you and I, upon faint primrose beds will wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself will meet. Farewell to thee, playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight from lover's food till morrow's heat midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius stowed on you.
Oh, how happy some or other some can be. Through Athens, I thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so, but he will not know what all that he doth know. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love of any judgment taste, but wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is often beguiled. As waggish boys in games themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. But when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it's a dear expense. But hearing me nigh to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here? You were best to call them generally man by man according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name, thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duchess and the Duke on this wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quinn say what the play treats on. Then read the names of the actors, and so go on to a point.
Mary. Our play is the most lamentable comedy and cruel death of Pyramus and Theseus.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Nick Bottom, the Weaver.
Ready. Name what part I am for and proceed.
You are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
Pyramus. He's a lover who kills himself. Most gallantly. For love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. Yes. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet, my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Heracles rarely, or a part to Terracan, wow, to make all split. The raging locks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' card shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the actors. This is Heracles' vein, tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the fellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
You are to take this beyond you.
What does this mean? A wandering knight?
No. It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Hey, Faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
Oh, that's all right. You may play to the mask, and you may speak as small as you love. Sit in.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I will make my voice as monstrous little voice. I will make it a monstrous little voice. Thisbe.
Ah, Pyramus, my lover dear, thy Thisbe dear and lady dear.
Oh, no. You must play Pyramus, and you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
You must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus' father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snout the joiner. You, the lion. And I hope there's a play fitted.
Have you written the lion's part yet? Pray you if it be given me, for I'm rather slow of study.
Ah, you may do an extempore, for it is only roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hearing. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again.
Of the town, for if we meet in the city, we shall be dogs with company, and our devices known. I shall play and write a bill of properties as our play needs. I pray you fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse more obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough. Hold or cut bowstrings.
She never had so sweet a changeling. And jealous Oberon would have the child knight of his train to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen. But they do square, that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and make him quite, or you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk and sometimes labor in the current, and bootless make the breathless housewives churn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no barn, mislead night wanderers laughing at their harm, those that hobgoblin call you in sweet puck, you do their work and they shall have good luck. Are not you he?
Thou speak'st aright. I am that very wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I, a fat and bleed-fed horse beguile, named in the likeness of a filly foal, and sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in the very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lip I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale. The wisest aunt, telling the saddest tale, sometime for 3-foot stool mistaketh me. Then slip I from her boat, down tumbles she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough, that the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and wax it in their mirth, and neeze and swear, a merrier hour was never wasted there. But room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, brash wanton, am I not thy lord?
Well, then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corinth sat all day playing pipes of corn, and versing love to Amorous Phillida. Why art thou here, come from the farthest step of India? But that, forsooth, your bouncing Amazon, your buskined mistress and warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded. And you come to give their bed joy and prosperity?
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love for Theseus? Didst not thou lead him through the glimmering night from Virginia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Agles break his faith, with Ariadne and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never since the midsummer spring met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, to dance our ringlets to the But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which, falling in the land, hath every petty river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox therefore hath stretched his yoke in vain, the plowman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained the beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and crows are fatted with the murmuring flock. The 9 men's morris is filled up with mud, and the quaint vases and the wanton green, for lack of tread, are undistinguishable. The mortals want their winter here. No night is now to him or care of lust. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air so that rheumatic diseases do abound. And through this distemperature we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts fall in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old Hime's thin and icy crown an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is, as in mockery, set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter change their wanton liveries, so that the maze world by their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents in their original.
Do you amend it then? Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest, the fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she with pretty in the swimming gait following, her womb then rich with my own squire, would imitate, and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles, and return again as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal of that boy, did die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long with us in this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and soon the night revels go with us. cannot shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me the boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away, we shall chide downright, I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle pug, come hither. Thou remembrance? Since I once sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on the dolphin's back uttering such a dulcet, harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song and certain stars shot madly from their spheres. To hear the sea maid's sweet.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not. Cupid, all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vessel thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft, quenched in the chaste beams of a watery moon. The imperial Vosters passed on, and made meditation fancy free. Yet, marked I with the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound. And maidens call it love and idleness. Fetch me this flower. The herb I showed thee once, the juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid, will make any man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle around the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep. The next thing she waking looks upon, be it on lion or bear, wolf or bull, on meddling monkey or on busy hate, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm off from her sight, as I can take it with another herb. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldest me they were stolen into this wood, and here I am, and wood within this wood, because I could not meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair, or do I not, in the plainest truth, tell you that I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love thee the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me as your spaniel. Burn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave. Unworthy as I am to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love, and in a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you do use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when in the wood.
I am the temple and the town and the field you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius! Your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and I'll make a heaven of a hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this road, thou shalt fly him and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower? Welcome, water.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee give it to me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where the ox lives, and the nodding violet grows. Quite over canopy, luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake grows her enameled skin. We wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love, with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, to do when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond upon her than she upon her own. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Come, now a roundel and a fairy song, then for the third part of a minute hence. Some to the cankers and the muskos buds, some will with rare mice for their leathern wings to make my small elves coats, and some keep back the clamorous owls, the nightly hoots and wonders of our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices and let me rest.
Spotted snakes with double tongues, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and blind worms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen. Fill a bell with melody, sing in our sweet lullaby.
What thou seest, when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce, or cat, or bear, par, or boar with bristled hair, and thy eye that shall appear. When thou wakest, it is thy ear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Naked Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet, do not lie so near.
Oh, take sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love finds a meaning in love's conference. I mean, my heart unto yours is knit so that but one heart we can make of it. Then by your side no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy lie further off in human modesty. Such separation, as well may be said, becomes a virtuous bachelor or maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love now alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I. And that in life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
Half the wisher's eyes do press.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force and stirring love. Night silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. And here the maiden, sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Sure, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee, hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Wilt thou darkling leave me? Do not so.
Stay, on thy peril, I alone will go.
Oh, I'm out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears, else my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, I'm as ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me often run away for fear. Therefore, no marvel though Demetrius do as a monster fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eyne? But who's here? Lysander on the ground? Dead? Or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows her art, that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? How fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword?
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What, though he love your Hermia, Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent. The tedious minutes with her I have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love, who would not change a raven for a dove. The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing aren't ripe until their season, so I, being young, till now not ripe to reason.
Wherefore was I in this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough? Is it not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye, but you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth you do me wrong, good sooth you do, in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare ye well. Perforce, I must confess, I thought you a lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused, should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayst thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit to the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings, or as the heresies that men do leave are hated most of those they did deceive, so thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me. And all my powers address your love and might, to honor Helen, and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander. Help me do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. I me for pity what dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at its cruel prey. Lysander? What, removed? Lysander? Lord? What, out of hearing, gone, no sound, no word? Alack, where are you? Speak it if you hear. Speak for all loves! I swoon almost with fear. No? And I will perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Oh, we all met!
Cat that. Oh, and here is a marvelous convenient spot for our rehearsal. This green plot shall act as our stage. This hawthorn bridge our tiring house. We will do it in action as we would do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince,
What sayest thou, holy brother?
there are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Our Lady can a perilous fear.
I believe you must leave the killing out when
Not
all
a
is
bit.
done.
I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let that prologue seem to say that we shall do no harm with our swords, and that I, Pyramus, am not killed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. That will put them out of fear.
Will not the ladies be afraid of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is the most dreadful thing. For there is not a more fearful wild fowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Well, But there's two hard things. That is to bring moonlight into the chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe do meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play?
A calendar! Look in the almanac, find out moonshine! Find out moonshine!
Man, hold this. Oh, yes, it does shine that night.
Ha ha! Why, then may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye. Or else someone, maybe a man, comes in with bush of thorn and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or to present the man of moonshine. Moonshine. Yes. But there is another thing. We need a wall, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, do talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall. And let him have some plaster and some loam and some rough cast about him to signify wall. And let him hold his fingers thus for the cranny that Pyramus and Thisbe shall whisper.
If that is all, then that shall be so. Come, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus! Once you've spoken your speech, enter through that break, and so everyone according to your cues.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen? What, play toward? An auditor I'll be, an actor too perhaps if I see cause.
Thisbe!
Stay!
Thisbe! Thy flowers of odious savors.
Odors.
Odious.
Odors.
Thy flowers of odious savors sweet. So have thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice! Stay thou but here a while, and by to thee I will appear.
A stranger is this that e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry you must, for you must understand he goes but to hear a noise, and will return.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red roses on triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile eke, most lovely you. Oh, true as horse, that it would never tire. I meet thy Pyramus at Ninny's.
Nine 2 men, why you must not speak that yet, for you must understand. You answer to Pyramus. Pyramus! Your cue is past, it is never tire.
Oh, as true as horse, that it would never tire. If I were fair Thisbe, if I were only thine. Why do they run away? Oh, this is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? Oh, you see an asset of your own, do you?
Bless thee! Thou art translated!
Oh, I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me. To fright me, if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing, so that they shall hear that I am not afraid. The ouzel cock so black of hue, with orange tawny bill, the throstle with this note so true, the red with little quill.
Oh, what angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, with plain song cuckoo gray, his note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer.
I pray thee, gentle mortal. See God, my ear is much enamored of thy notes, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on first refuse to stay. I swear, I love thee.
Mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. And it's were pity that many honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can bleak upon occasion.
No one as wise as our God.
Oh, not so either. But if I have wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve my return.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou wilt or no. And the spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll bring thee fairies to attend on thee. They shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while on pressed flowers thou dost sleep. And I'll purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peace blossom, cobweb, moth, mustard seed.
Ready?
And I.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to the stone. Hop in his walks and gamble in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honeyed bags steal from the humblebees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes to have my love to bed and to arise. And pluck the wings from painted butterflies to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail, hail, hail.
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
Good Master Cobweb, I shall desire you with more acquaintance. If I shall cut my finger, I will make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman.
Peace blossom.
I pray you commend me to Mr. Squash, your mother, and Master Peascod, your father. I shall desire you with more acquaintance, good Master Peace Blossom. Your name, I beseech you, sir.
Mustard seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly, giant-like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred have made my eyes water ere now. I shall desire you more acquaintance, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. Tie up my lover's tongue, bring him silently.
I wonder if Tanya be awake. Then what it was that next came into her eye, which she must dote upon in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit, what night rule about this haunted grove?
My mistress with the monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, when she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that worked for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play, intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. When the shallowest, thick-skinned of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered a brake, when I did him at this advantage take. An ass's no, I fix it on his head. Anon, his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes when they him spy, as wild geese the creeping fowler eyes set themselves, and madly sweep the sky, so at his sight away his fellows fly. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there, when in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet lashed the Athenian's eyes with the love juices I bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, afore she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why you rebuke him that loves you so, lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe?
Now I but tried, but I should use thee worst. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hadst slain Lysander in his sleep, bid your shoes in blood, plunge in the deep, and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. And yet you, the murderer, looks as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Oh, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur, thou drivest me past the bounds of man's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men.
for my sake.
You waste your passions on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for?
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein, so here therefore for a while I will remain.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love sight. About the wood go quicker than the wind, and Helena looked out fine. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she doth appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than an arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hid with Cupid's archery, sink into apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Stand aside. Noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone. Those things do best please me that fall preposterously.
Why should you think that I wound scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look when I vow, I weep, and vows so born. In their nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and to me put in two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind how you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Helena! Goddess! Nymph! Perfect! Divine! To what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is mighty! Oh, how ripe in show thy lips those kissing cherries tempting grow!
Oh, spite! Oh, hell, I see you're all bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so. To vow and swear and super praise my parts, when I am sure that you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise to conjure up tears in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. For you love Hermia, this you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part. And yours of Helena to me bequeath, who I do love, and will do to my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If I e'er loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her, but as guest wise sojourned, and now is to Helena home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so!
Discourage not the fate thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide it dear. Look where thy love comes. Yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eye his function takes, the ear work with apprehension makes. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander found. Mine ear, I think it brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly so you so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him by. Fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of night. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee know? The hate I bear thee made me leave thee so.
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Oh, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they've conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel we have shared, the sisters' vows, The hours we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us is all forgot. All school days friendship, childhood innocence. We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet a union in partition. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? 'Tis not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even now but did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial. Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul and tender me, forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? What? Though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most to love unloved, this you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever counterfeit sad looks, make bows upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you had any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, you have scorned her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee, by my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it true.
Quick, come.
Lysander, we're too tense all this.
No, no, sir, seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat! Thou vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a sun.
Why are you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Out, Donitana, out! Oh, loathed medicine! Out, hated potion, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I will trust not your word.
What? Should I hurt her? Strike her? Till her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Oh me, what news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then? You left me. Gods forbid. In earnest shall I say?
I, by my life, never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee, and love Helen.
Oh me! You juggler! You canker blossom! You thief of love! What have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine of faith, have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Why so?
Aye.
That way goes the game. Now I perceive she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and low? How low am I, thou painted maple? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low but that my nails can reach into thine eyes!
Pray though you not be gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewdness. I'm a right page for my powers. You let her not
harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she's keen and shrewd. She was a
Little again! Nothing but low and little! Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her!
Get you gone, you dwarf! You menace of hindering not fast maid! You fiend! You acorn!
You are too officious on her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone.
Now she holds me not. Now follow if thou darest, to try whose right of thine or mine is most in her.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee. Cheek by jowl.
All this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back. I will not trust you. I will no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed. I know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou committ'st, or else thou committ'st thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, as I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far I am glad it so did sort, as this their jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight high, therefore Robin overcast them out, and lead these lovers so astray as one come not within another's way. And from each other, look thou lead them thus till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all air within his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wanton sight. When they next awake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision. Whilst I in this affair do the employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy. And then I will, her charm and I release, from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
Fairy King, this must be done with haste, for nights with dragons cut clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have oft made sport, but notwithstanding haste. Make no delay, we may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I fear concealed in town, goblin lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou found, Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, undrawn and ready, where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak, in some bush, where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou look'st for wars and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come, thou child. I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Come hither, I am here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster did he fly. That fallen am I in a dark and even way, and here will rest me. Come, gentle day. For if but once thou show me thy grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Ho, 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 coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest, for well I wot, thou runnest before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand nor look me in the face. Where art thou?
Come hither, I am here.
Hey then, thou mockest me. Thou shalt buy this year if I ever thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way. Faintness constrained me to measure out my length on this cold bed. My days approach to be visited.
Oh, weary night, oh long and tedious night, abate thy hours. Shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight from these that my poor company detest. And sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye, steal me away from mine own company.
Get the 3? Come one more. 2 of both kinds makes up 4. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here I will rest me till the break of day. Heaven shield Lysander if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye gentle lover remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And the country proper shall be known, that every man shall take his own. Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed while I thy amiable cheeks deploy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peace Blossom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peace Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobbler?
Ready?
Good monsieur, go get you your weapons in your hand and kill me a red tumblebee on the top of the thistle. And good monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, but good monsieur. And good monsieur, care the honey bag break not. I would loathe to have you overflown with the honey bag, senor. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready?
Give me your leaf. I pray you leave your courtesy, good monsieur.
What's your will?
Oh, nothing but to help cavalry cobweb to scratch. Oh, I must to the barber's, good monsieur, for methinks I am marvelously hairy about the face. And I am such a tender ass, if my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What wilt thou bring some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonably good ear in music. Let us have the tongues and bones.
Or say, sweet love, if thou desirest to eat?
Truly a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay, good hay, sweet hay. Half an old fellow.
I have a venturous fairy who shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
Oh, I'd rather a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you let your people stir me not. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone. And be always away. So doth the vine and sweet honeysuckle gently entwist. Female ivy so in wings the bark fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, oh, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin, seest thou the sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors for this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she his hairy temples then had rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew, which sometime in the buds was wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty floweret's eyes, like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. When I at my pleasure had taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now that I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. Gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, awaking when the others do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as a fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release my fairy queen. Be thou as thou wast wont to be. See thou as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
Oh, my Oberon, what visions have we seen?
There lies your love.
Oh, how came this thing to pass? Oh my God, I loathe his visage now.
Well, Robin, take off his head. Titania, music hall and strike more dead than common sleep of all these 5 descents.
Music, Oh, music such as charmeth sleep.
When thou wakest with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Come, my queen, take hands with me and rock the ground while these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow, midnight solemnly, dance in the due Theseus' house triumphantly. And blessed to all with fair prosperity, wedded with Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy king, attendant mark, I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad trip we after the night shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and her flight, tell me how it came this night that I, sleeping here, was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you, find out the forester. For now, our observation is performed, and having the vanguard of the day, my love shall hear the music of my eyes.
My lord, this is my daughter Hermia here asleep on the floor. And this Lysanderus, this Demetrius, and Helena. Old Nader's Helena, I wonder of their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rites of May, and hearing of our intent did come to speak in grace of our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is this not the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine's is already past. Begin these woodbirds but to couple now?
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How come this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking, but as yet, I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think for truly I would speak, I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might be without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough, my lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away, they would, Demetrius. Thereby to have defeated you and me both. You of your wife, and me of my consent. My consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helena told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helena in fancy followed me. But, my lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is, my love to Hermia, melted as snow, seems to me now as the remembrance of an idol god which in my childhood I did dote upon. To Helena was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. But, like in sickness, did I loathe this food. But, as in health, I come to my natural taste. And now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. This discourse we will hear more anon. But, Aegeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple, by and by with us, these lovers shall be eternally knit. We'll go with us to Athens, 3 and 3. Hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, my Apollo.
These things seem far off and indistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned into clouds.
Methinks I see these things with double eye when everything seems parted.
So methinks. I found my Demetrius like a jewel. Mine own and not mine own.
It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was just here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he bid us follow to the temple.
Why then? We are awake. Let us go, and by the way, we can recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. I hope. Here, quince. Flute, the bellows mender. Snout, the tinker. Starveling. God, my life was stolen hence and left me to sleep. I've had a most rare vision. I've had a dream. Past the word of man to say what dream that was, but man is but an ass if he go about to expound. Methought I was
there is no man that can tell what. Methought I was, and methought I had. But man is but a patched fool if he offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of the stream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it at the latter end of a play before the Duke. Peradventure, I will sing it at her death to make it the more gracious.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Has he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of, but of doubt he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It does not go forward, doth it?
It is not possible. I mean, there is no man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he's simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Yea, the best voice too. He is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. Paramoris. God bless us. I think not.
Masters, the Duke has come from the temple, and there are 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. Our sport has gone forward. We'd all been made men.
Oh, sweet Molly Bottom! And had he escaped 6 a day, the Duke would have given him 6 a day for playing Pyramus. 6 a day in Pyramus or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these lads?
We're ready to sail. Let's grab the hour.
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what. For if I tell you that I am no true Athenian,
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
not a word. All that I will say is that the Duke hath died. Get your apparel together. Good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look o'er his part, for the short and the long. Our play is preferred! Yes! In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let he who plays the lion pare his nails not, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And most dear actors, please eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet. And I have no doubt but to hear them say that it is a most sweet comedy. No more words. Away! Go away!
Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antic fables, nor these fairy toys. Lovers of madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends.
But all the story of the night told over, and their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancies, images, engrossed as something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
But look, here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, young friends, joy in the fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us, waiting your royal walks, your board, your bed.
But come, what dances, what masks have we to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where's our usual manager of mirth? Have we not a play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Collegius.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Tell me, what abridgment have we for this evening? What dances, what masks? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There is a brief how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
The battle with the centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp.
We'll have none of that, but I have already told my love in glory of my kinsman Hercules.
The riot of the tipsy Bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage.
That is an old device sung when I came last from Thebes a conqueror.
The thrice 3 muses mourning for the death of late deceased in beggary.
Now that is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with a nuptial ceremony.
A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe, and very tragical mood.
Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. That is hot ice and strange wondrous snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
There is a play, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word act, not one player fitted. And tragical it is, my lord, for Pyramus thereon doth kill himself, which, when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes doth water, but the passion of loud laughter it never shed.
And who are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men at work here in Athens, sir, who have not labored on their minds until now, and have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
I will hear that play.
No, you may not, my lord, for I have seen it over, and it is nothing. Less confined sport, and their intents, extremely stretched and coned with cruel pain to do your service.
I will hear that play, for never can anything be amiss when simpleness and duty tender. Go, bring them in.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
I love not to see wretchedness overcharged in duty and service perishing.
Why, my sweet, you shall see no such thing.
Must be your imagination then, not theirs.
The kinder we then to thank them for nothing. If our sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes in might, not merit. Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill, that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. We come, but in despite. We come as minding to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here. The actors are at hand, and by their show, you should know all who I'd like to know. Get out here.
Indeed, you have put on this prologue for trial of the reporter. That's not
Speech was a tangled chain. Nothing is there, but it's all disorder.
Gittles! Perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall. That vile wall did these lovers think no scorn. And through wild walls cheek, were they content to whisper, this grisly beast, lion hight by name, did scare away Thisbe. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, and lion, vile with bloody mouth and stain, this man, with lantern, bush of thorn, and dog presented moonshine, by under moonshine did these lovers think no scorn, to meet by Ninus tomb, there to woo. And on comes Pyramus, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat with blade, with bloody, faithful death, he broaches bloody boiling breast. And Thisbe, carrying him through their shame, his death was proved and died. Let lion, lantern, moonshine, and lovers twain at large discourse, here they do remain.
I wonder if lions need to speak.
No wonder, my lord, one lion may, what many asses do.
In this same interlude, it doth befall that I, one snout, present a wall, and that such a wall had in it a cranny hole or chink through which the fearful lovers, Theramus and Thisbe, did often whisper, very secretly. And this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so. And this the cranny is, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would one desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition I have ever heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus crossing the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim looked night! Oh, night, with hue so black. O night, whichever art when day is not. O night, O night, alack, alack, alack. And thou wall, O wall, O sweet and lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. So, shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones, for thus deceiving me.
Being sensible should curse again.
Oh, no, in truth, sir, you should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter, and I am to spy her through the wall. It will fall back as I told you. Yonder she comes.
Oh, wall.
Oh, hast thou heard my moans? For parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones.
I see a voice, and now will eyes to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe! The Thisbe! My love thou art, my love I see. Think what thou wilt, I am thy lover's grace, and like Glamander, I am trusty still, and I like Helen till the fates me kill. Oh! Kiss me through the hole of this vile wall! Kiss the walls whole, not your legs at all! Wilt thou at Ningi's tomb meet me straightway? Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, Wall, my part discharged so, and thus, being done, away, Wall doth go.
Serious thought that error I see.
Best in this kind of, but shadows in the worse are no worse if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then and not theirs.
If we think of them, then they know worse of themselves, then they may pass for excellent men. But here come two noble beasts in, a man and a lion.
You, ladies, you, whose gentle hearts do fear, the smallest monstrous mouse that may creep on the floor, may now perchance quake and tremble here, when lying in wildest rage doth roar the know that I, once like a joiner, am a lion fell. Nor also lions am. If I, as a lion, should come in strife into this place, to wear pity on my life.
A very gentle beast and of good conscience.
Very best at a beast, my lord, that I e'er saw.
This lantern doth the horned moon present, myself the man in moon doth seem to be.
I'm weary of this moon, but he would change.
It appears by small light to his conscience that he is in the wane. But in all courtesy and reason we must stay the time.
Proceed, Moon.
All I have to say is to tell you that this lantern is the moon, myself the man in the moon, this thorn bush my thorn bush, and this dog my dog.
Here I am at Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Truly, the moon shines with a good grace.
Well, yes, lion.
And then came Pyramus.
Wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame? Since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear. That is, no, that was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears, confound, outsoared and wound the pap of Pyramus. I that left where heart doth hop, thus die I, thus, 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 thus. Now I am dead. Now I am fled. My soul is in the sky. Sun, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now, die! 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 Die!
Help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an act.
The moon's light is long before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover.
Find him by starlight. Here comes Thisbe and her passionate lover.
She has spied him already with those sweet eyes.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my dove? O Pyramus, arise. Speak. Speak. Quite dumb? Dead? Dead? A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Are gone. Lovers make moan. His eyes were as green as leeks. Those sisters three come to me with hands as pale as milk, and lay them in gore as I am sure. With a thread made of silk, tongue not a word. Come, Justice. Come, Blade, my breast am yours. Farewell, friends. Thus this be end. Adieu.
Moon, Shine, and Lion are left to bury the dead.
I am the wall too.
No, I assure you, the wall is down that were part of their fathers. Would you care to see the epilogue or to hear a burgomaster dance between the remaining two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse. When all the players are dead, there need none to be blamed. Very he that writ had played Pyramus himself and hung himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is, very truly and notably discharged. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray,
To the best bride bed will we.
Which by us shall blessed be.
and the issue there create,
Ever shall be fortunate.
so shall all the couples three,
Ever true and loving thee.
with this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless,
Through this palace with sweet peace.
shall in safety rest, and the owner of it blessed.
Ship away. Make no stay.
Leave the air by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended. Then you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And, as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me our hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Oh my God.
Well, look, I think I might actually buy my own. Not that it's important. I'm gonna get back to it. Yeah. Like a smaller, like 6%.
Hey, how you doing?
See you soon. Yeah. I like that I have a shower.
I know, right? That guy, never done this.
Cool. Thank you very much for coming. Oh, and no, I didn't. These are like 8. Yeah, I mean, that was
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's great with it, and she's not afraid of like shaping the whole world.
Because he's a kid. And the book is not described.
Oh, it's like
Moon. I like the other one.
Wasn't the moon great? We love the moon. Yeah. It's we've been yes and no. But she's just but she likes yeah. It was we've been laughing for a while that the lovers are like all like 36% of it.
Henry is so
true. Oh my god. That was awesome. So many good. It was like a general. And when she was moving Henry's hands too, he was like this.
That just like came about what's this week.
yeah, and I think it was at Mother's Day, and it was.
Hey, nice to meet you. You want to act?
Yeah.
We want to act
We didn't-
with
yeah.
you sometime, maybe someday.
Sounds good.
No, they are very helpful.
It is. I've seen it so many times every time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It's a reunion.
The reunion. What about this guy?
Killed it.
Talk about him.
Holy crap. I couldn't stop looking at your arms. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
Today. I loved like you had like a twinkle in your eye. I know, but his twinkle was bigger. It's a bigger spark.
It's
Bigger spark.
not even the same thing. Like it's not the same. Like it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Like the first time.
But is he
Nice work.
That's awesome. Taking them out to dinner to celebrate.
Yeah.
Summer has been busy.
Finish the engineer. And
That's awesome. Oh, that's what I would do without you guys.
I just like this.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I've got to like fire tenor with her hours.
Oh, yeah. I have so many questions.
But
You should ask him about
Yeah.
that. What's really crazy is
Oh, that's probably
some
the
stuff
thin Dutch.
we don't take it forever. Sometimes it's like,
Ours is
like, and